Hey guys, welcome back to the Raptor build. Last week we installed the dash mount on this truck along with some device holders. Those have been working out very well. We'll give you a little bit of an update on that another week. This week we're going to solve a bit of an annoyance. So my Gen 2 Raptor and most other F-150s have a small piece in the back here. I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. The 2023s do not, so we're going to try and solve that here. All right, so this is a bit of a selfish endeavor because perhaps this is the only truck that they made without this piece. But in my 2018, between the two lower seat mounts here, there was a plastic injection molded piece that kept things from rolling out of that space. So I used to keep a small first aid kit, a roll of paper towels, stuff like that back there, and it kept it from rolling out onto my floor here. Now I know on 2023 and some of the other trucks there's options for like a larger cubby tote plastic storage thing. I like having an open back seat, so I opted not to get that, but I do want something there so that I can stash things behind it without them rolling forward. So I'm going to 3D scan the two feet, the mounts of this seat here, and then we're going to design a piece, a very simple part that'll just span the two of those, act as a bit of a divider and possibly a mounting surface. So let's get to scanning. So we got our scanner set up here. This is a sublimating spray, so we can spray it on. I'll show you what that means in a little bit. These are scanning targets, same deal there. The scanner itself, got a calibration plate here that we'll use. All right, so our scanner basically works by projecting an image onto a surface and then looking at that image with a number of cameras and interpreting where in space the scanner is and using that to create measurements. Sometimes a black surface or a glass surface with this little sheen on it makes that difficult. So we use this spray. Some people use any kind of powdered spray, foot spray even or whatever. This is an actual 3D scanning spray, so we can spray this on things, make a mess, and it will sublimate, it will disappear over time without leaving any residue. So I'm gonna kind of quickly, you'll see what I mean here, hit some of these surfaces, and it kind of just puts a little white frosted surface on it. The next thing I'm doing is putting on scanning targets. Little reflective dots that the scanner looks for and helps it find its position. They're kind of reference points. The scanner knows how to interpret them, and we know that the more the merrier for these dots. I'm gonna be a little bit generous here. Now the other thing these dots do in helping the scanner understand where it is I'm putting them on here randomly. So this is a very unique pattern. If the scanner looks at this and we move and we stop the scan, then we start another one, it's gonna look at this and know exactly where it is again, which is gonna help us bridge the gap from this side over to the other side. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple of dots on the carpet. That way the scanner is gonna be able to keep track of where it is in space as we move from one side to the other, which will allow us to have nice accurate measurements between the two sides. I also feel like I need to acknowledge that I could also do this with a tape measure, but that is less fun.
Yeah, severely less fun.
All right, so we've got our targets. We can always hit this with that spray again. With that, we're ready to scan and we're rolling. So I'm gonna start by capturing this side, and then I'm gonna move over here, capture that side. We'll take a look at the scan, and then we'll fill in any gaps that we have. Moving around, get some good different angles of it. You can kind of see our point cloud there, and there's a little bit of a mesh. This software can clean it up a bit. Depending on what we're doing, we could really chase this down and make it perfect. For our purposes, we really just need this very basic scan between these two parts. And it looks like we got that, so we're gonna do some of the automated cleanup, and then we'll probably just pull it into a CAD. I wanna go straight across, I think to the outside of this, and then bend up at a 45 here to like kind of approximately mimic this, just to add some rigidity, top and bottom. All right, so now that we've got pretty good 3D scan data, I'm gonna send this over to my desk. We'll clean it up a little bit further, then we'll bring it into CAD. So we've got this panel, more or less kind of model, at least preliminarily. It's relatively flat. There's about a 30-degree bend up here at the top that's going to provide some structure on this panel, because I think we'll probably do this out of about 1/8-inch aluminum. And then these pieces are just representative of the contours from our 3D scan here. I'm keeping these suppressed so my computer runs them fairly fast, but you can kind of get a sense of how that is going to kind of fit together. I've got to tweak this just a little bit, and then we'll go kind of prototype. All right, so we've got our prototype cut, bent. I tacked up this flange just so it's not walking around on us. The next thing I'm going to do is check our mounting holes. We've got these 2 slots. I'm going to make sure that those are to spec. Sometimes on the plasma table there's a bevel on the cut. So I'm going to make sure I can get my hardware in there nicely, and then we'll go test fit it.
Sweet.
I designed each end with a slot rather than a hole so that we can use carriage bolt hardware. Sit nice and flat in there. Put this through there, and then I'm going to use a washer, and I don't know if for production we'd use a wing nut or not, but it's making this feel pretty easy.
That's pretty sweet. Very simple.
Now we can put stuff back here, it won't roll around. I can use molly nuts or hardware to mount stuff to the front. I mean, it fits pretty perfectly.
Looks good. Fits, the seat goes down.
It's done.
Cool.
All right, so that is that. Quick installation of our prototype. Went very, very well. I'm very happy with the design. I'm going to hit this with some paint and reinstall it for some photos and probably some B-roll for the end of this video. But I am so confident in this design that I think what I'm going to commit to is we got to run some numbers on production and understand the price. So I can't share a price with you yet. I'm thinking it's going to be really affordable though. And by the time you're watching this video, we're going to start a pre-order. So there'll be a link to that in the description below. So check that out. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, feedback. We'll look for you next Monday.
Sorry, I hope I didn't just laugh in your ear.
Yeah, we should start selling these the day we release the video. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Leo, what's your question?
You asked what the I just say no.
Do you even need that little like bent flap at the top, like above the top row?
Required.
What does it do?
State law.
Adds rigidity.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, the whole thing will.
Gotcha. See, I learned something.
On this week's episode of Combating the Creatives.
Hey man, I'm just here, okay?
Hey man, I'm just
Please don't
here.
include any of this.